Well, you guys already know what we're up to down here. Working on the old 7000 planter, as you expected. We are once again back on the fertilizer system. We did finally get all the Keetons installed. We got them adjusted pretty close to what they need. I'm torn. Do I go ahead and put the disc openers on and shim them and play with that? Or do I install the totally tubulars? Let's probably just go ahead and do the disc openers. That's the most painful part. It's really monotonous, but we need to get it done. So let's just do it. In case you missed our last video, now what we're doing is setting our true V on these disc openers. So we run these nuts down, we get both sides tight. There's a series of shims inside there. We have to adjust them because the way these new Keetons fit, they actually take up about one shim on each side. So we tack out one shim. What we're shooting for is 1.5 inches to a 2-inch gap between those disc openers there. And those business cards indicate we are sitting at right at 1 3/4 inches. So yeah, that's pretty perfect. I don't want to take out too many shims because then they get too tight and you get unnecessary side load on these bearings. So we'll do that, keep on moving down, keep on putting more disc openers on. Nice, got all them disc openers stuck on there. Took a little bit of finagling to get everything shimmed up right, but we got them all stuck on there. Now the only other thing we got to do is put the John Deere dust caps on there. John Deere rubber dust caps cover up them nuts. Now, one alarming thing I found while I was installing the disc openers is our tires. Now, these are tires came with the planter. As you can see, they're a retread, old, not real good shape, but here we've got a split all the way around. And it's not just that one, that's the worst. That one's got it too. You can see it just a little bit right there. And that one over there is starting to do it also. I did not intend on making any kind of content on tire installation, but I looked them up online. They're about $65, $75 a piece, so probably just gonna order them myself, figure out how to mount them. That'll probably be more fun than it should. But needless to say, we'll have to figure it out our own because that'd probably be a $125 tire to take it somewhere, and we just don't really have that in the budget. All right, we are one step closer to getting the row units put back on. Obviously, we still have the gauge wheels put back on. Pile scrapers, those are probably gonna go on tonight yet. Yeah, we still got a little bit of time. We'll get them slapped on here. The only other thing we need to do to the row units themselves that does not have to do with the fertilizer system is we need to put the rest of our drag chains back on. It's recommended because we are going to be squirting fertilizer just on the ground out the back to put the drag chains on. That way they do kind of cover up some of that fertilizer, you know, drag some dirt, maybe some clumps, kind of just smooth it out so it's not just entirely exposed to the elements and to the air. So I guess the only thing left to do is to install these scrapers. And if you saw my short, you notice that we're using A&I scrapers. Again, we get that straight from John Deere, but they are a fraction of the price of the original OEM John Deere scrapers. Well, I thought you guys might like to see how these scrapers go on here and what they actually do. So it's just a couple bolts. They run in up here. We throw the nuts on the inside. And they don't have to get real tight. In fact, you don't want them real tight because that puts extra side load on the disc opener bearings. But we do want to get them tight enough where they cinch down against the blade. So we'll just get these on here. And the way these are angled, the front touches before the back does. So we always tighten up the back first. And by tight, I mean we kind of just give her just a little snug. You can see there that the blade is now touching, but our front bolt there, she's now loose. So we'll go up front, tighten him up just a little bit. There we go. Make sure our back's still tight. Make sure we got good pressure, and we're good. Now what these scrapers do is, as you can see, it's worn the paint off these blades, but it will also keep any dirt or tacky clay or anything like that we get into from really sticking to the blade and causing sidewall issues within the trench. So we kind of rub back and forth a little bit. You can see where it rubs all that stuff off the blade. So as it goes around, you can see the rust dust flying off there. It just keeps the side of that disc opener clean, and the inside seed tube guard that we installed, again, from A&I in the last video, those keep the inside of the discs clean. That way your trench walls are smooth, so our closing wheels, as they run through there, they can crumble it, and we get a nice, clean, even, consistent seed trench. There we go. Got all the scrapers on. Really not too big of a deal. A lot of guys don't even put the scrapers back on when they do a planter rebuild, but I kind of like them. I have seen when we've gotten into some wet, tacky conditions where they have made a huge benefit. I mean, you can even see down in the gauge wheels, a few of them here, where we have gotten into some muddy conditions. So just having that extra backup has really helped. We'll throw those in the scrap pile, not worry about them. Guys, I think that's probably going to just about do us. Nah, you know what? Let's go ahead and put the drag chains on. I got another 10 minutes before I need to be home, take a shower. I think I do 3 rows in 10 minutes. Let's do it. Just getting this nut started, because they don't give you a whole lot of room to work with. With the handle, the T-handle here, adjusts the down pressure. Not much room. There we go. We got it started. We'll get it run down semi-tight. Oh, I hear the coyotes yipping. It is mating season for them, so they're probably out having a good time. These are, I believe these are Martin twisted drag chains. I think they're Martins. But super easy to install, especially if you have the updated closing wheel systems like I've got. And now this one has a lock nut on it, so we got to get the wrench back down inside here. Oh, she's tight. She went too far there. Let's get that back up. There we go. So instead of pulling down, let's go forward. Man, she is on there. Let's try pulling up. There we go. I don't know who put that dang thing on there, but they got her a little too tight. It was me. I put that on there. And once again, this one, I don't know why, but this one we had to use 3 shims on. All the other rows we only needed 2 shims, but to get the proper spacing we had to use 3. Again, I don't know why. Must be something with how this row unit was made. Maybe the thickness of it, I don't know. But to get it right according to Copperhead specs, that's what we had to do. There we go. Now the nice thing about these SI Distributing updated closing wheels is they actually have a weld on the arm. So these brackets here hit that weld, and that gives you a consistent location to set them at. That way one's not way down here and they're even, and you get a straight drag chain. So we'll fish our wrench back in here. Tighten her up a little bit, get that straight. There we go, right there. There's that one. Pretty easy. Now we got to remember that this other side is a reverse thread. Get it pulled up to the weld. There we go. Looks like this side here is a little bit lower than what it should be. That's all right. We'll straighten it up. Just back this sucker off a little bit. There we go, right there. Perfect. It's like I've done this a time or two. Oh wait, it's because I have. There we go. All right, perfect. So there you go. There's all our drag chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And like I said, guys, the totally tubular, it's gonna mount right here. So it's gonna squirt down right here. And as these drag chains kind of drag back here like this, they're gonna bring some dirt and some plant material residue or cover crops, drag it over top of that fertilizer. That way it does some incorporation and it's not entirely just sitting out in the open. Well guys, that's gonna do it. I'm cold, I'm tired, I'm pretty well just ready to go home, go to bed. If you made it all the way through the video, as I always say, guys, please like it, hit the subscribe button, and go ahead and hit that little bell. That way, next time I drop a video, you'll know when I drop it. Because, guys, the next video, we're getting back on the fertilizer system. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Thanks, and you guys have a good one.